Remember that time Disney's best actors were robots?
Today, we are talking about robots. Not the scary ones that are gonna take over the planet. Nice, friendly robots like Sunny Eclipse and the hippo on It's a Small World. Hey, you, animatronic nerd watching this. Not Quincy, you've already seen it. But the rest of you, listen up.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto.
Do I know moi? What do I know about early animatronics? Well, let's start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start.
You're wondering who I am. Secret, I got a secret. Machine or mannequin. Secret.
So if we're kicking it old school and we're taking it back, Walt, who was a traveling man, I like to travel too. That's why we have a lot in common.
Okay, so Walt Disney went to it was like a flea market in New Orleans, and he found this little bird that was in a cage, and when you like clicked the bird would like do little things, and he was like, so he bought it, and he took it to one of his Imagineers, and he put it on the table, and he's like, do this, but like better.
If you see me acting strangely, don't be surprised. I'm just a man who needed someone and somewhere to hide to keep me alive.
They pioneered audio animatronic. There was not a word for what that was before Disney came along and did that. And you know, Walt Disney wanted to bring you inside of worlds where you could be transported into different adventures that you couldn't necessarily always have with live actors or animals or creatures of that sort.
The Tiki Room was the first time that animatronics were ever used in the Disney parks. They debuted at the Enchanted Tiki Room in Disneyland in 1963. And I know what you're thinking, Molly, hold on one second. I've been on the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise is an opening day attraction at Disneyland, and that opened in 1955. Are you telling me those aren't animatronics? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Those are simple mechanical animals. The first animatronics were 1963 in the Enchanted Tiki Room.
I love the Tiki Room birds. The Tiki Room birds are here every day.
The time has come at last.
And I love that about them. I like things you can count on. You can count on the Tiki birds, except for when they were under new management. That was an unfortunate era that I kind of loved.
True identity. I'm Kilroy. 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 We're talking about robots.
And then it just got better and better. Then they get to they do Hello, Mr. Lincoln. Is that what that ride is? I mean, that show is called? Hello, Mr. Lincoln. Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Hey, Mr. Lincoln. Hey, you, Lincoln. I can't remember the name of it.
Have I seen great moments with Mr. Lincoln? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I took my pilgrimage to Disneyland, as every good Walt nerd does.
I, to this day, when Lincoln stands up, am like a little bit taken aback.
I think it's amazing. The moment it stands up, it's like, that's
As the story goes, people used to throw pennies. Haha, get it? Because Lincoln's on the penny. People would throw pennies at Lincoln to see if he would flinch because they didn't believe he was a robot. They thought he was a real boy. And guess what? He didn't flinch. You know why? Because Lincoln's a robot. In fact, I think it makes a very good case for the fact that the real Abraham Lincoln was indeed a robot.
Lincoln is the greatest. It was something like that. You're the one, Mr. Lincoln. My friend Lincoln. All of them would have worked.
So that is not the original iteration that is currently being used in Disneyland. The original Lincoln is actually located at One Man's Dream.
You know when Wanda looks down and it's just like Vision's blank head and like his body strewn apart with all the wires and everything? You can see that. But Abraham Lincoln in Hollywood studios right now. Was that the question?
The early animatronics, I think, represent the two different worlds and spheres in which they can live. One is very lighthearted and fun, and things like It's a Small World.
Like a robot doll is kind of cute. When I say it out loud, it sounds very scary.
Whereas you have these forays into the advancement of the animatronic technology in Carousel of Progress.
But then robot, John, which I believe is the narrator's name in Carousel of Progress, is just like some 48-year-old dude that lives next door. It's less cute.
And the fact that it's one of the longest running stage shows in Disney history is huge.
Hey, Robot John. Great work today.
Sounding like a broken record, but it's all impressive. I still think Carousel of Progress, Small World, all of these rides, what they did for that time is truly amazing. And being able to go now, and obviously there have been some updates, but I think that for me, it's kind of like stepping back into history.
What year is it? Oh, right around the turn of the century. And believe me, things couldn't be any better than they are today.
Ooh, you just took me back to those trash cans. Do you remember when trash cans used to roll around and be like, beep-a-boop, beep-a-boop, pick up your trash?
Push the Trash Can was a trash can that roamed about Tomorrowland, and he would literally just like boop 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 beep bop boop. I'm a robot roaming around, and you'd like throw trash at him, and he'd be like, "Oh my goodness, how dare you do that?" But in a robot voice, he'd be like,
"Oh my goodness, how dare you do that?"
He was there to delight you with his points of view and share in pleasant conversation.
Do you have trash? You can feed it to me.
And let me tell you something, Push was throwing shade. He was just throwing shade at everybody who came his way. And I'm like, sir, do you know that you are a trash can? Bro, you are the last person that should be talking about anybody. Literally, you're trash. I mean, you're not even trash, you house trash.
When we met Push the Trash Can, it was very inspiring to little middle school me and my elementary school brother and my dad, who's an engineer. So we went home and we built our own. So we built a talking recycling bin, but I got to take ecom to school during lunches in the cafeteria to talk to people about recycling. And I got to like hide behind a curtain and listen to what people were saying to ecom in my ear, and I got to be ecom's voice. Anyway, remember when I was talking about how I'm a huge geek? Do you think maybe that had something to do with it? It's possible.
I miss Push the Trash Can. I thought he was like, he was just one of those weird Disney things that if you got it, you got it. And like, I don't know, if I was explaining it to someone, I'd be like, yeah, there's like a trash can robot that roams around and like you can put your trash in it and he'll dance with you. People would be like, what? But if you got it, you got it.
I don't think that Disney is lacking for remote controlled trash cans. I mean, they are lacking. They don't have one right now, but like.
So if that comes back, I would like to audition for the role of Push. Because guess what? I can blend in the crowd. Look at me. Hold on. This is me blending in, running the Push robot.
Hello, kids. Put your garbage in here. My name's Push.
I'm just enjoying my day at Disney World. I don't know what you all are looking at.
Please put your trash into Push. Push is my name. I'm the robot.
Why is everyone looking at me? I am just another tourist here having a magical day in Disney World.
A sunny eclipse over there at Cosmic Rays, just spinning the sick beats while you eat an okay cheeseburger.
Sunny Eclipse is who I aspire to be when I am in my late 60s. I would love to be some lounge singer at some restaurant, just playing music with my invisible backup singers.
I went to Cosmic Rays very shortly after it was remodeled and turned into Cosmic Rays, and right after they put in the Sunny Eclipse animatronic. That stage has always been there, okay? And that stage is actually on an elevator. So they used to have live musical acts.
Hey, Eclipse, yeah. I didn't know I needed a robotic crooner in my life and during my quick service eating experience at Cosmic Ray Starlight Cafe, but I can say that upon being delighted with Sunny Eclipse's crooning voice, I dig it.
Like, he could rival Eugene Levy with his eyebrows. And the best thing about Sunny Eclipse is that sometimes his eyebrows leave his face. He's so excited. They go pew, pew, like all on his own.
But I really like Sunny Eclipse. His little feet don't touch the ground. He's like this.
You're gonna notice this now. You've never noticed it before, but he has little tiny legs that don't touch the ground. So when he sings and he's got his little lounge singer pants on and his little dress shoes, his little legs kick about. I assume that's also what happens when Morgan sits in a tall chair.
Hello, space angels. So nice to hear you. You have no resistance.
The newer animatronics are called A1000 animatronics. They have fully functioning faces, including movement in the eyes and mouths. You can see this on Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. You can see it on Frozen Ever After. You can see it on Hondo Onaka. He's one of the ones with the faces.
And then the other kind of animatronics they do a lot, or they've started doing, are also in like Frozen Ever After, like Anna and Elsa and Kristoff, where they do the projections on the faces to make them look more, their faces look more realistic. They also do that in Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway.
The projector faces are pretty good.
I go so hard for the projector faces.
And I think those are really incredible and really amazing, but I am more impressed by the ones like Hondo and Kylo Ren and Olaf, where it's like all their pieces are moving and it's amazing. It's real. It's a character come to life. They're incredible.
We started with Buzz. Buzz was the first like digital face, and that was okay, but did come off as a little bit weird and spooky. By the time we got to Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, though, I don't know what they did, but it like looks much friendlier, and it's super realistic, and it does work all the way around them.
I'll say the best version of the projector faces, in my opinion, are probably on the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Okay, the lighting is right. The everything is just right about how they're executed.
It's pretty cool, you know? No longer do they have to spend money and time working out the mechanics of the faces. They can just project them on. I will say I do kind of like that though. I do like the mechanics of the faces because I feel like it's a little bit more of an effort. I feel like it's more of a nod to what the Imagineers had to do in the past.
Yeah, they are neat. They meet the need of the animatronic itself. I think, in my personal opinion, it was a band-aid for not necessarily having the technology to the degree that the Imagineers wanted, but it was a great way to meet the need of the attraction.
My biggest freak out moment on the entire Frozen Ever After attraction was when I got into the room where the Elsa animatronic is singing Let It Go. Because not only does she have the projector face, this was the first time that I had ever really seen like those animatronics in action in a way that was like shocking to me.
She's pretty good. She's not as impressive as like the Shaman of Song with her movements. Maybe the Shaman of Song could host a like a dance class. I think Elsa, we can all agree, is a little, as a character, especially in the beginning, she's a little uptight. She's a little stressed. She's a little nervous. Her movements aren't as fluid. And I think maybe some yoga with the Shaman of Song will loosen her up a little bit.
The Shaman of Song is perhaps the pinnacle of animatronic technology today. No, scratch that. It is the pinnacle of animatronic technology in the parks today.
The fluidity is shocking. I mean, there's no difference between the way that she moves and the way a human moves, and the expressiveness of the face is just mind-blowing.
I distinctly remember before Avatar, or before the Land of Pandora opened, they had this commercial where the shaman spoke, and I rewatched that commercial like 25 times because I'm like, that's CGI. That's not an animatronic. Like, there's no way.
They had her look off the camera and ask,
"Was that okay?"
And they had programmed her to do that And it looks like it's an actor. It looks like it's an actor in makeup. It's crazy.
The Stuntronic is going to blow your mind when we show it on the screen right now.
Stuntronic.
A humanoid robot that Disney created to literally fling its robot body through the air and do stunts.
How? I know how. I read the patent. It's crazy. It's all, you know, like physics. The robot's like programmed to understand its trajectory and to know how to aim its body and what movements to do in a way that a human would flying through the air to reorganize the way that it's gonna land. That's so cool.
I remember watching the footage of that on YouTube prior to him receiving his costume garb. If that's what we're moving with animatronics and the fact that we are programming these robots, frankly, to engage in these types of maneuvers, that's just incredible.
I really thought you were showing me like an actor, and I was like, well, that's awesome. But that's a robot person?
They've gone about as far as they can go. That's all I know. What next?
I would like to see all of the superheroes represented by Stuntronics. My hope for Avengers Campus is that there are just Stuntronics being flown about everywhere. Lots of superhero landings.
Maybe Tigger? Ooh, like super Tigger to the max Tigger? Like, yeah, Tigger bounces, but what if he bounced like 65 feet in the air and flipped? What if that?
I just watched Raya and the Last Dragon, and she's an awesome warrior, and it would be really cool to see Stuntronics used, multiple Stuntronics used in a sort of a simulated battle. Maybe in the future. That would be cool.
Because Gonzo's Pizza Pandemonium Pizza Parlor never made it to be, I would like to rally for another, preferably Muppets, but I will accept another theme. I want robots to serve me food. And if they want to do a flip in the air first, fine. But I really just want to go to a restaurant and have a robot bring me the food. So whatever they need to do to make that happen would be great.
The roaming droids are coming to, well, they're supposed to be coming to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, and in Disneyland and sometimes in Disney World, there have been spottings of R2-D2 roaming. And typically he's in kind of a confined space and it's a testing situation, but it's an R2-D2 and he roams and he comes up to you and he goes like beep boop boop beep boop boop like R2-D2 does.
Of course I want to see more roaming droids. That's just super neat. And that's a part of Star Wars lore and canon. So why wouldn't you see droids roaming around? They do in every film. So it would make sense for them to be roaming just in general.
Wouldn't that be fun if you were just walking around and it was just like... He's mad at Quincy. She knows what she did.
I'm always nice to my robots. I always say please and thank you. I'm very thankful for my robots in my life. My Google Home and I are on very good terms. I tell people to apologize when they're mean to her because I'm wary. I've seen Terminator. I've seen all the Terminators. At any given point, there could be a robot takeover.
Oh my, I hadn't thought of the possibility of a robot takeover where they like go rogue and they take my Dole Whip and they throw it on the ground. Gosh, I'm shook.
I am excitingly terrified that as these robots continue to be advanced, they are going to take over the world. There's been too many movies. We have too many warnings, y'all. From Matrix to the Terminator. I feel like these directors are trying to warn us of what could happen, and now it's happening.
I've seen Age of Ultron. I didn't love it, but I got the message loud and clear. You know, James Spader saying, "I've got no strings," in a very scary, "I've got no strings to hold me down." We don't want the robots to be singing that because that means they're gonna take over.
Hopefully I won't be around anymore, though, when that happens. I mean, I think we've got a long time to wait till that happens. Right? 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 Please tell me I'm right.
If it isn't clear, I love me some Disney bots. They might be my favorite kind of bots, besides Mr. Roboto, who is Kilroy. I don't really know what that song's about, but I like it. I do.
I think Disney animatronics are a staple and one of the things that sets Disney apart from the rest. No other theme park is as good as at animatronics as Disney is. Even today, even as much as I love Universal, very few of their animatronics can compete with Disney animatronics.
And we want to see, adventures where, shamans come to life, and, we want to see all these incredible things. Elsa shooting powers out of her hand that we can't see in real life. And we can only do that, via these robots.
Push the boundaries of how we think about and engage with the worlds that have been created by the Walt Disney Company.
I think it's great. Bring on the robots. Just test them a lot first, but bring on the robots.
Disney's just incredible. And I mean, that's a signature. Animatronic pirates and ghosts and animals and mermaids and space creatures and everybody. That's a signature of Disney, and they just keep getting better and better at it. So I hope they never stop until, it's time to stop.
I apologize in advance. This is the equivalent of Breedlove's silver microphone. But the question is, what are we talking about today?
Hey everybody, it's Molly. We sure hope you enjoyed that episode of RTT, and we hope the robots don't take over too soon. Make sure to like and subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you know when new episodes are coming out. If you want more RTT right now, click over here for a playlist of our Disney Parks episodes. And if you want more AllEars, click over here to catch up on the Disney World Ultimate Race Tournament. Thanks for watching.